We're in the Sonoran Desert. Sublocation, it's near the intersection of Sun Valley Parkway and Cactus Road. When Mike takes over, you'll see on the screen, I'll be going through some pictures and stuff. It is in Arizona, but the Sonoran Desert spans approximately 100,000 square miles in the southwestern Arizona, southwestern California, most of Baja California, and the western half of the state of Sonora, Mexico.
Southeastern California.
Southeastern, sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so it's roughly the same size as South Korea and Iceland.
Not together. Just I gave it two
independently.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's like this if you're watching. It's big.
And
it's
the Baja, you're missing that.
Oh, yeah, I'm not even all the way over. So, yeah, a lot of sand.
But actually, there's tundra in the Sonoran Desert.
Ooh.
And tropical biomes.
All right.
Well, Joe will get into that.
When was it established, Mike? Around 8 million years ago in the late Miocene period. So it's home to 17 different Native American tribes. Home to major cities, including Phoenix, which is a metro population of 4.7 million, Tucson with 1 million, Mexicali, Baja California, 1 million, and Hermosillo, Sonora, I'm going to get yelled at for that one, 900,000. I'm throwing that in the...
So a lot of people live in the Sonoran Desert.
Hermosillo. Is that... What do you think it is before I...
That sounds good to me.
Hermosillo. Silo. God,
you know Google's not right,
Sonora.
Hermosillo, Sonora.
Hermosillo.
I'm not even going to try that again. I'm going to
you have a problem with the L's. They're silent.
I do. Some interesting facts about the Sonoran Desert. It's home to the only jaguar population in the United States. I would not have guessed that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I just don't assume there'd be any cat species in the desert. I just don't know why.
But because it's such a huge area and there's a lot of different biomes, it does kind of make sense. So
just shows how little I know about the Sonoran Desert. It's world famous for its numerous types of cacti that grow in it, especially the famous saguaro cactus, which only grows there. This tree-like cactus can grow up to 12 meters or 40 feet tall. That is actually really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. Cacti aren't the only plants that grow in this part of the world, as the Sonoran Desert is home to over 2,000 different types of plants based on the landscape and climate of the desert. This is the highest number of plants growing in any desert in the world and is mainly caused by biseasonal rainfall. Cool. We got a lot of cool stuff in North America.
Yeah, we
do. It's just we don't think about it because we live here. We think it's everywhere else. Yes. Yeah. Oh, God. You did this on purpose.
I did.
I'm going to look at it for a second. The Drosophila metleri. Do you know what it is?
No, I mean, I know what it is. I don't know how to say it.
Drosophila metleri, better known as the Sonoran Desert fly. That's what we should have led with. I'm throwing this one in here, too, just for fun.
Drosophila metleri.
Drosophila metleri.
Yeah.
Better known as the Sonoran Desert fly, actually managed to find a way to survive the Sonoran Desert using rotting cacti. Its ability to detoxify the liquid spilled by rotting cacti and uses the soil to breed.
So it's actually, it's kind of interesting. This fly can only live in this part of the world because it has to have the special kind of chemicals that come from that specific rotting cactus.
That's crazy.
And
there's probably some other bird or something that relies on that thing, to stay alive, and then something else eats that bird, and all for an area that's pretty much uninhabitable unless you have all these very special traits.
Yeah.
Alongside the oasis in the Colorado Desert, one of the sections of the Sonoran Desert grows the only native palm in California. This palm is called California fan palm, or the Washingtonia filifera, and grows up to 15 to 20 meters or 49 to 66 feet tall and 3 to 6 meters or 10 to 20 feet wide. We're introducing meters for our foreign audience.
Yes.
You can be fined $10,000 for transplanting that tree. I'm not going to say saguaro without a proper license. Arizona's protected plants law. The Sonoran Desert receives more rainfall than any other desert. It receives approximately 10 inches a year on average due to its proximity to the ocean. The eastern part of the Sonoran Desert, the Baja area, receives 10 to 12 inches. That's really cool. I didn't know all those things about the desert there.
You don't even think about the Sonoran Desert.
I don't. I don't think about a lot of deserts.
I guess,
I think about the African one because it used to be a tropical rainforest way back. So that's always cool to me. Climate. So Sonoran Desert is an arid subtropical climate, as you could have guessed. But interspersed between the Mojave and the Chihuahuan, this is another one.
People that hate our pronunciation are really going to have a hard time with this episode.
We
have to put a trigger warning at the beginning.
I don't care. I always say that, but I laugh.
Chihuahuan.
Chihuahua.
I know.
Chihuahuan.
I know. And I'm so bad at it because I'm trying to think and talk, and I'm not smart enough to do both. The Sonoran Desert receives the frequent low-intensity winters in December, January rains of the former, as well as the violent summer of July and August, or monsoon thunderstorms of the latter. Winter precipitation occurs when a low-pressure trough develops over the western United States, pushing the prevailing Pacific storm tracks south over the Sonoran Desert. Annual precipitation in the Sonoran Desert averages from 76 to 500 millimeters, or 3 to 20 inches, depending on the location, with substantial inter- and intra-annual variability in timing and quantity. Precipitation is typically much higher with elevation due to the orographic effects of the Sky Islands, with sizable portions occurring at snowfall. Interesting.
I put this in here just so people know. I didn't know what it was.
What the orographic effect is? The orographic effect creates deserts by ensuring that the leeward slopes of a mountain range always experience very little precipitation. The orographic effect is the phenomenon in which mountain ranges force an air mass to gain altitude. So I always thought that was rain shadow. Is that just like the official word for rain shadow?
I don't know, but basically it just forces warmer, moist air higher in elevation, and it gets colder and causes rain.
It shoots the clouds up so they can't go across and drop water. They just drop on the top of the mountain and they're out of water.
Yep.
So the Sonoran is a hot desert. Summer air temperatures routinely exceed 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit and often reach 118 degrees Fahrenheit or 48 degrees Celsius. These high near-surface temperatures interact with cool, moist air in the atmosphere to produce violent thunderstorms of the summer monsoons. As moisture on the soil surface and near-surface air evaporate following a storm, temperatures may drop to 50 degrees or 10 degrees Celsius.
This is crazy. I didn't know this.
That's cold.
50 degrees Fahrenheit in minutes.
Yeah, that's a 50% reduction swing in minutes. That's insane.
You would feel like that would feel really weird.
Yeah. Yes, it would. Winter temperatures are mild, with valley bottoms typically free of frost, while the surrounding mountains may have dense snow cover at higher elevations. In north and east aspects, during any season, diurnal swings of 15 degrees Celsius or 59 degrees Fahrenheit are more are common, as dry atmosphere and relatively low vegetation cover facilitate re-radiation of daytime heat into the atmosphere overnight. Deserts are cool.
They are cool.
They seem so arid and like pointless.
Yeah.
But like they're like I remember I was watching it was like Earth at Night. It was a Netflix, and they go over like the different ecosystems at night, and the stuff that deserts do when it gets dark out is insane.
Yeah, it is cool. The only hike I've really done in a desert environment was Canyonlands,
where you almost died.
Where I almost died. But I would love to see like Death Valley.
Yeah.
A lot of these places.
Oh, when we take the show on the road, we'll go.
Yeah.
Terrain. Geography is mostly broad, flat valleys with widely scattered small mountain ranges of mostly barren rock. There is also a sand sea, the Gran Deserto, and the spectacular Pinacate volcanic field. The valleys are dominated by low shrubs, primarily creosote bush. I'm not going to read that.
I'm really hitting you with a lot of
you are.
Big
And
words.
the white bursage. These are the two most drought-tolerant plants in North America. Are those the ones that roll, that create the
tumbleweeds?
Tumbleweeds?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I have no idea. I'm just guessing. The Sonoran Desert is home to numerous biomes you wouldn't expect for a desert: tundra, coniferous forest, temperate, deciduous forest, grasslands, chaparral, desert, thorn scrub, and tropical forest. We've like switched roles here. Normally, you're having trouble with words, and I'm teasing you.
I'm feeling good today.
This is just, you're feeling good. You're like, I loaded it up. You're screwed. So what are the types of dangers outside of just being in the desert? Some of the animals, you have a bark scorpion, bobcats, coyotes, desert tortoise, diamondback rattlesnakes, Gila monsters, mule deer, and the tarantula.
So I also, since, I don't have that in. Did I miss putting that in here? I had some, it's down here further. Kind of tips to do if you get bit by a rattlesnake.
All right, we'll get to that one.
Okay, sorry.
Is it suck it out?
Yeah.
That was the old way.
Yeah.
Tips for safely hiking in the Sonoran Desert. Avoid hiking in temps over 89 degrees. So you never want to set on a hike if the temps are already past 90. Above 90 is considered in the danger zone.
You'll start hearing Kenny Loggins.
Dude, you are on point. You beat me to a Kenny Loggins reference. I'm going to pause real quick. I saw a meme that was hilarious. Yeah. And it was the cover of Kenny Loggins' Christmas album called December. And it said, I was really disappointed to see that Kenny Loggins named his album December and not Highway to the Manger Zone. That's pretty solid Christmas Kenny Loggins joke.
That's awesome.
So, all right. Even with the dry weather, it can feel much hotter with the intense sunshine. Most trailheads have temperature gauge, which will let you know the risk level based on the current temps. So if it's over 89, do not attempt.
Yes.
You want to head out at sunrise. The massive difference between the low and the high temps for the day can vary by as much as 30 degrees. Because of the ground absorbing the sun's heat all day, sunrise hikes are preferable to sunset hikes. It's much, much cooler in the morning hours, not to mention quieter and less crowded as well. Keep it short. First-time desert hikers will want to keep it short. This also goes for anyone hiking during the hot summer season. With the intense sunshine, heat, dry conditions, uneven rocks, landscapes, a desert hike can feel much longer. You're going to want to bring lots of water for very obvious reasons.
Yep.
And you also want to bring some salty food or snacks. It's important you eat more salty snacks to restore electrolytes, especially if you're drinking extra water. Because if you don't have electrolytes, the water won't absorb into your body. Or you can bring electrolyte-infused water.
Yeah.
If you're rich. You can buy specialty energy cubes at all sports stores that simply pack your own trail mix, pretzels, crackers, peanut butter packets, a few recommendations and choice. For longer hikes, you want to carry an electrolyte replacement drink or energy bar. Now, what to do if you see a rattlesnake? If you're our buddy Ben, you jump 15 feet in the air and have a vertical that beats most NBA players due to adrenaline.
Yes.
When you see it. But the best way to avoid getting bit is to watch where you put your feet so you don't have to jump at a 5-foot vertical away from it. That's how people get bit, by putting their hands and feet in a place without looking first.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to prevent a rattlesnake bite is just do what we've always kind of said, be aware of your surroundings when you're hiking.
They're usually just sunning themselves and chilling.
Yeah, and their colors kind of blend in with the ground, so it might not be obvious that there's a rattlesnake near where you're standing. So
you'll find out if you get it wrong.
Yeah.
If you do get bit. So if you do get it wrong, realize that you have lots of time and the bite is very rarely fatal. This is news to me. It's a serious thing and you need to seek immediate medical attention, but you don't want to run. You don't want to get your heart rate up. That makes sense. Just quickly but calmly make your way to the hospital by driving yourself or calling 911 and get yourself to a place where they can monitor you and give you appropriate treatment.
Yeah. So I knew you didn't want to panic and get your heart rate up. I don't remember that it, I thought it was a little more serious. Obviously it is serious, but
yeah, I think
it must be a slower reaction than some poison.
Well, and they make little plunger devices that will suck it out.
Yeah.
And from what I remember reading in my manuals is you can actually take a knife and make 2 small slits over the fang marks with a knife, which won't feel good, but if you can't get to a hospital, and then it will open up the skin more, and then you can place a suction device and pull it out.
Okay.
Because I do know how the snake venom kills you is it clots your blood.
Oh.
So like you can go on YouTube and see it. They'll put snake venom in with blood and it like clots it up immediately.
So I'm assuming
if that clot travels up to your heart, that's how it kills you.
You could also tourniquet yourself to slow it.
100% you can do that.
Cool.
So be aware of scorpions. Scorpions are nocturnal creatures, so you're unlikely to see one on the trail unless you are hiking at night. If you do come across one, do keep your distance. I've been stung by a scorpion. It sucks. It's like 10 bees stinging in the same spot.
I bet.
Wear the right type of clothing, closed-toe hiking and athletic shoes, long-sleeved shirts and long pants in light colors, and wide-brim hat provide the best protection. Now, people never understand this.
Yeah.
You do not want your skin exposed. It burns, and when your skin burns, it releases more water than sweating.
Yeah.
So if your skin's exposed to the sun, even if it's not burning yet, you release more water than sweating when it's covered.
And have you ever tried hiking when you're sunburned, or trying to sleep in a crappy tent when you're sunburned?
With sand
In
in the sheets?
and it's hot. It's
like,
not fun.
Yeah, you want sunburn back and then sleep on sandpaper?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen if you don't dress it.